Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 19th. Here's what's making news today. U.S. President Donald Trump announced late last night that he will pause the implementation of 50% tariffs on a range of Canadian goods.
Ontario teachers and education workers will begin the school year without new contracts as bargaining talks remain on hold.
Seventh pitch to Alejandro Kirk. Is smoked out to left center field. Going back, Simpson turns at the wall. It's gone!
And the bats came alive as the Blue Jays defeated the Tampa Bay Rays. Good morning.
Yay.
How is it Wednesday already?
It is Wednesday already. You know what the interesting thing is? The interesting thing, Simone,
Yes.
is that as you're right, Wednesday, they haven't got the hook on me yet to drag me off.
No.
Get that guy out of here. Come on.
No, Brian, you're here all week as Rick is on vacation, and we're so happy to have you on this side of the desk.
Well, thank you.
Of course, Steve Ruddock is in, so yeah, you guys have like swapped spots right now, right?
Yeah, well, it's not usual that we're in the same place together, but we've had a couple of days of doing this. Steve's, yes, good morning, Steve.
Good morning, and we've got a kind of a rainy start to the day, minute after top of the top, but we did need the rain. The rain has gone around Hamilton the last week or so, but we are getting some right now, and we could see some thunderstorms today. So again, on the roads, just give yourself a little extra time because with the rain, it'll be a little bit on the slow side. But let's check and see what we've got happening out there right now. Let's start down towards the Niagara area, and we'll see that moving through the Garden City Skyway area, the traffic's moving along. Well, it's fairly busy actually right now at this particular time, and again you see a fair amount of rain there. Looking at Niagara Street, seeing again fairly busy there, so busier in Niagara than usual for this time of day. What's happening Burlington Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound lanes closest to us here on the right, and traffic is building up just a little bit but still looking in pretty good shape. Fair amount of rain out there on the road, so make sure you have two hands on the wheel today. Give yourself lots of room between you and the next person out there on the roads, and we'll all be happy. So that's a good start to the day as far as travel is concerned. Weather is a factor in the drive to work and probably will be on the drive home for some areas, but we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Steve. The finish line has been moved yet again after the United States and Canada announced the 50% tariffs set to come into effect today have been postponed for 3 days. Emily Huang joins us live in studio this morning on the latest tariff developments. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Simone. Now, it came at the 11th hour with Donald Trump posting on his social media platform Truth Social, saying he's paused the 50% levies that were scheduled to kick in as of 12:01 this morning. Trump says the tariffs have been paused for a 3-day period based on what he calls a deal pending document. He says the Great Keystone XL pipeline may be awoken from the grave. That post was quickly followed by this AI-generated image depicting Trump pulling out the Keystone pipeline from a grave. In finer print, it reads, "Completely free energy, jobs, America first." Now that's up for interpretation at this time. Keystone XL was first proposed in 2008 to deliver Alberta's crude oil to U.S. refineries. In 2021, however, the Biden administration revoked the presidential permit for the cross-border infrastructure, suspending construction and eventually terminating the project. Shortly after Trump's post, Prime Minister Mark Carney also posted on his social media. But what we see is a slightly different tune. In contrast to Trump's claim that a deal has been reached, Carney wrote that substantial progress has been made, although there's work still to be done. But he did, like Trump, mention the 3-day pause on the implementation of the 50% tariffs. One economist we spoke to says regardless of the outcome, the Canadian economy will need to recalibrate.
The tariffs on steel, aluminum, autos especially, as well as lumber, those are not ever going to go completely away, in my assessment. And this is something that Canadians have to figure out how to grapple with. And again, the important thing there is that we have to try to figure out how to help our economy adjust to that new reality. But we have to recognize as well that our economy does have to adjust.
With the goalpost pushed yet again, we'll share all you need to know about the ongoing trade negotiations right here on Morning Live. Back to you, Brian.
All right, thank you, Emily. A 91-year-old woman is in hospital after being struck by a vehicle late last night on the mountain. Hamilton police tell CHCH News the incident happened around 8:35 p.m. in the area of Stonechurch Road and Upper Wellington Street. The woman is currently in stable condition, but requires surgery for her injuries. Police have not said if any charges will be laid, but the investigation remains ongoing.
Niagara police say the driver of a motorcycle involved in a crash earlier this month has died of his injuries. The man was traveling southbound on River Street back on August 8th when he failed to turn with the bend in the roadway, resulting in this fatal crash. Police say the investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
Niagara police are investigating a crash involving a scooter last night in St. Catharines. The incident happened around 6:45 on Lighthouse Road, prompting the closure at Lakeshore Road for the investigation. Video shows multiple emergency vehicles on the scene, focused on the scooter sitting on the grass to the right of the street. Police have not shared details about any injuries, and the road has since reopened.
Staying in Niagara, a St. Catharines man and a teenage girl have been charged in connection with a firearms investigation. Niagara police say they seized a loaded semi-automatic shotgun along with various ammunition during a search warrant on Monday. 51-year-old Jason Willis and an unnamed 17-year-old girl have been charged with multiple firearm-related criminal offenses. Anyone with more information related to this incident is asked to contact police.
Ontario teachers are heading back to the classroom without a new contract. Ontario's education unions went into contract talks hoping to avoid labor disruptions. But with current agreements set to expire August 31st, bargaining has now stalled over a procedural fight. The current dispute is over which issues should be negotiated at the provincial table and which should be left to individual school boards. The Elementary Teachers Federation said issues like staff transfers and surplus are shaped by the needs of individual school boards and shouldn't be centralized in Queen's Park.
There are democratic structures that exist at the federal, at the provincial, and at the local level that understand that you can't just make decisions in Ottawa for all of Canada. You can't just make decisions in Queen's Park for all of Ontario.
The Ontario Labour Relations Board is now involved. The teachers' unions told CHCH News they want to avoid any possible disruption for students. Education Minister Paul Calandra released a statement saying they are currently deciding on which issues will be negotiated.
The Ontario government will spend $10 million on 6 programs to give people training in the skilled trades. Its Skills Development Fund gained notoriety after the province's Auditor General found last year that the way the government had been selecting successful applications was not fair, transparent, or accountable. An investigation into Labour Minister David Piccini was launched after he was accused of breaching ethics rules in handing out the Skills Training Fund. The government says it's made changes to how it selects projects through this 6th round of funding.
The Crown is appealing the mistrial that was declared in the sexual assault conviction of businessman Frank Stronach. He was found guilty in June of sexual assault and the historical offense of indecent assault. The mistrial was granted after Stronach's lawyer brought forward emails from the complainant's lawyer in a separate civil matter. His defense lawyer alleged the story in those emails was inconsistent with the woman's testimony during the criminal trial. The notice of appeal was filed yesterday with a request for the Ontario Court of Appeals to restore the guilty verdict on the sexual assault charge and send the case back to Superior Court for sentencing.
Niagara's public health has confirmed what's called an Asian tiger mosquito in the region. Public Health says they've found just one of the insects. It was found in Lincoln. Public Health says the insect tested negative for mosquito-borne viruses, though the species is capable of transmitting West Nile, dengue, and Zika virus. This kind of mosquito is also considered aggressive daytime biters. Public Health warns residents to wear bug repellent with DEET in insect-prone areas and keep your property free of standing water. Time for Sportsline, and in baseball news, it hasn't taken long for Kazuma Okamoto to make his mark with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Kazuma Okamoto 0 for 2 leads it off for the Blue Jays.
1-2 pitch is hit high and deep. Left center field. Headed back toward the seats. Out of here.
Okamoto broke Toronto's rookie home run record with his 25th of the season as the Blue Jays crushed the Tampa Bay Rays 10-5 in last night's series opener. Josh Smith and Alejandro Kirk also homered, with Kirk collecting 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Ernie Clement added 3 hits and scored 3 runs. Toronto has now won 13 of its last 19 games.
And in intercounty baseball, the Hamilton Cardinals hosted the Barrie Baycats last night at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Tiebreakers could be a big factor with the standings as tight as they are. That's lifted high into center field. It's going to be caught, but that's also going to be a sacrifice fly, and the runners will advance a base.
It was a slow night at the plate, with Hamilton taking an early lead in the second inning, but Barrie rallied for 3 runs in the 8th to take control and secure the win. The Baycats beat the Cardinals 6-3.
PWHL Hamilton has added 2 assistant coaches ahead of its inaugural 2026-27 season. Chelsea Walkland joins after coaching at Colgate University, and Bishop Kearney with international experience on Team USA's staff. Connor James brings more than 1,000 professional games of experience, including 16 in the NHL with Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. James also coached the Burlington Eagles AAA's program. Walkland and James are the first additions to head coach Chris Sparr's staff as Hamilton builds towards its PWHL debut.
Toronto Tempo fans had plenty to cheer about yesterday as Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark made her first appearance in Canada.
Here's Clark, step back 3 is good.
Clark scored 24 points and added 7 assists as Indiana held off Toronto 101-95 for its 5th straight win. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with 29 points, while Maria Mabray had 22 for Toronto. Brittany Sykes added 15 in her return after missing 2 months with a foot injury. The Tempo have now lost 11 consecutive games and slipped to 10-24, leaving them with the 3rd worst record in the WNBA.
Montreal's Felix Auger-Aliassime appears to be healthy and ready to go at the Cincinnati Open.
Oh, brilliant.
The 26-year-old Montreal tennis star advanced to the round of 16 at the Cincinnati Open after defeating Juan Manuel Cerundolo of Argentina 7-5, 6-1 on last night. Auger-Aliassime only needed 1 hour and 27 minutes to win the round of 32 singles match against Cerundolo. He'll face off against American Francis Tiafoe in the men's singles round of 16 tonight.
Okay, let's check your traffic and weather right now. 6:13 on your Wednesday, and weather is a factor in the drive today as we are seeing rainy conditions. A little bit of thunderstorm activity down towards Niagara as well. And Environment Canada just a few minutes ago came out with a weather statement, a special weather statement for most parts of Niagara. Some heavy rains, maybe as much as 50 millimeters by the time noontime comes and into the early afternoon. On the roads right now, looking at the Garden City Skyway, a fair amount of traffic in that area down around St. Catharines right now, more so than it normally is this time of day. And okay, that camera is frozen there, but just kind of gives you an idea of what's happening outside. Skyway Bridge is also frozen as we speak. QEW east of Brant Street. Well, everything's just frozen. Isn't this great? Technology is just awesome, isn't it? Here we are by the Ford plant, and we got traffic moving around right now. But again, we do have rainy conditions out there. The roads are at least damp, and maybe some heavier rains on the road as well down towards Niagara. So just be aware of that. So if you are heading outside right now on August the 19th, so getting through the first part of the month, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see in the Hamilton area 19 degrees, a little bit of light rain, humidity very sticky out there, 96%. So again, this will be kind of our story today. We do have this cold front sliding through with some thunderstorms, mostly south of the border, a little bit in the Niagara area, not much happening as we speak. And we could see these showers and thunderstorms roll through the area for a good chunk of the day today. although Hamilton may clear a little bit earlier than Niagara and Halton for the drive home. Temperatures outside anywhere from 18 to 20 degrees, 19 right here in Hamilton. So that's what we're starting the day with. Sun will be up at 6:29. We'll be down tonight at 8:17 p.m. Normal highs 25 degrees. And again, unsettled conditions, meaning you may see the sun, you may see some cloud, you may see some rain, and don't be too surprised with a little thunderstorm rolling through as this cold front is bringing all of that as we speak. But tomorrow, high pressure builds in, and we're looking for Thursday, Friday, looking kind of nice out there, but just in time for the weekend. Another low pressure system coming into play here, so we could see some rain moving through the area. So we'll be watching to see if that changes. For today, a high of 25 degrees, feeling like 30, and winds 20 to 40 kilometers per hour in gusts. Tonight, temperatures down to about 13, so a couple of degrees cooler than seasonal, but mostly clear skies out there, so it should be not a bad night. And looking ahead into tomorrow, high of 24 degrees, feeling like 26, so a little on the cooler side. Again, daytime, that's kind of be the trend by the looks of things for the next little while, so we'll look at that in a few minutes when we look at our extended forecast. But that's it for now.
Thanks, Steve. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And in business news, there's a new player on the burger scene in our area. We'll have all the details coming up after the break. Stay with us. 6:18 on this Wednesday morning, and Emily is back. Hey, Emily. What do you have coming up in Chit Chat?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we do have a massive box office run from Toy Story. We're going to be talking about how it is now going to be landing on a digital platform near you. Nominations for this year's MTV Video Music Awards are in, and one very famous female singer is taking home all of the nominations by the looks of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And later on this morning, a ghost from the past returns in a new Slow Horses Season 6 trailer.
Yay!
Is this good news?
I can't wait.
Okay.
I can't wait. Okay, I've read them all.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So much excitement over
I know,
This is
I can't wait.
amazing.
Wow. Okay, Emily, we'll talk about it coming up a little bit later. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, some business news. The dollar is up slightly to 72.06 cents U.S. Gold is down $8 U.S. an ounce. Oil is up 42 cents to $84.50 U.S. a barrel. Over in midday European trading, the markets are mostly flat this hour.
And Tokyo closed down more than 2,100 points today, while Hong Kong posted a slight gain. At Tuesday's close, the key North American markets were all down, with the TSX dropping nearly 300 points.
Burger fans have more Shake Shack locations to look forward to. The popular burger chain is expanding across Ontario with 3 new locations in Oakville and Burlington this year, followed by London sometime next year. The London location will make history as the first Shake Shack in Ontario with a drive-through, offering customers a little more convenience on the go. The new Shacks will offer signature menu items made with Canadian ingredients.
A new analysis says the yearly growth rate of the Canadian oil supply would have to nearly double by 2034 to keep up with all the pipeline projects underway or proposed in Canada. The analysis from Reuters also says Canada would need major new oil sands projects of the type that no company has undertaken in more than a decade. It concludes there is a mismatch between the number of pipeline expansions and the pace of oil supply growth. Both Suncor Energy and Canadian Natural Resources says they are not yet willing to accelerate plans for production increases. Pipeline operator Enbridge announced last month it's postponing plans for a second phase of its mainline pipeline expansion, one of the 6 new projects, as customers fail to commit to capacity increases.
OpenAI is rolling out a new ChatGPT for teens. The company says its chatbot will have new tools and more safety protections for teen users. The protections will include nudges for teens to take a break if they've been active for 90 minutes within a 3-hour window. OpenAI is also adding options to set quiet or study hours. There's also going to be reminders that urges teens to think again before uploading a private or sensitive image to the chatbot. Taking a quick break right now. Steve is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Morning Live, 6:24 on your Wednesday. It's rainy all over the area, and Environment Canada for Niagara has a special heavy rain warning out there till about noontime, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Could be up to 50 millimeters of rain, so just watch for ponding, that kind of a thing, on the roads as you get out there today. So we're seeing rain virtually everywhere, and traffic is a little bit slower in some areas, especially through the Hamilton area, Toronto-bound lanes closest to us, along the QEW here at through the Burlington Skyway Bridge area. That's what's on the slow side right now. Traffic's moving along okay as we go along through the Ford plant area. Again, traffic's building up by Pearson Airport. Our first look at that today. So again, traffic's building up there, moving along okay. Not seeing any accidents right now, so just give yourself a little extra time because of conditions on the road today, a little on the damp side, that's for sure. All right, temperatures happening right now at 6:25 on your Wednesday, 18 to 20 degrees depending on where you are, 19 here in the Hamilton area. So a little humid start to the day. Again, this cold front is sliding through right now. A slight chance of some thunderstorms, especially down towards Niagara. But tomorrow and Friday, we're looking for clearer skies coming our way. So we've got a couple of nice days ahead of us. Air quality in Golden Horseshoe, good shape right now on the low side of things, anywhere from 2 to 3. Your day planner today shows it will get up to about 25 degrees, which is very close to seasonal here. Chance of showers, thunderstorms throughout the day, off and on. You may even see the sun at some point. So again, I like to use the word unsettled because that kind of covers a myriad of things. Your morning, your evening commute, 23 to 25 degrees. Hamilton may be clearing a little bit sooner than the other areas of the Golden Horseshoe as that system moves out. As we look into Wednesday, 25 degrees, feeling like 30, 24, feeling like 26 tomorrow. So very, very nice. Friday may be the nicest day. Saturday, Sunday, you know what happens after Friday, 2 days of rain. So 60% to 40% chance of showers into next week. We're looking still at cooler temperatures out there. Let's look at things for now.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Now, if you happen to be a fan of the color pink, there's a place for you in Milwaukee.
This house definitely stands out. The outside is painted a light pink color, but the color scheme doesn't stop there. The 4-bedroom, 2-bath house is adorned in pink from the walls to the kitchen appliances. Even the furniture and the bedrooms are pink. The seller bought the house for $280,000 in 2024, and now the house is going for $469,000. The real estate agent says she expects the right person will come along and buy this house. Do you think they'll keep it pink?
I don't think so.
No?
I think that's a little too much pink. Well, at least for my taste.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind pink.
Yeah.
A splash of pink every now and then works well. You know, like a nice pink shirt with a little highlight of pink in the tie.
Yes.
That works, but I'm not sure I could go for a full house of pink.
No, I feel like the upkeep also. You have to keep painting it.
Yeah, I would feel like I was living in the Barbie movie.
That was probably the intention.
Help.
Every morning you wake up in your Barbie.
Yes.
Oh, not so bad. All right, we'll stay with us. More to come after the break. Good morning.